To begin our Sunrise Smart Start, and new this morning, a man is charged with arson following a weekend fire in Farmington.
First responders went out to this call Sunday afternoon on Wheatstone Drive. You see the flames there. They destroyed much of the property. State troopers did arrest 22-year-old Zachary Fisher, saying he recklessly started this. He was issued an appearance ticket.
Your local election headquarters with that update. Election day is actually 1 week from today.
Happening this morning, Vice President Kamala Harris is getting ready to make her closing arguments at the Ellipse in Washington. That event tonight. That was also the location where former President Trump made his speech January 6th ahead of the Capitol insurrection. Trump himself will have a news conference in Florida before going to Allentown, Pennsylvania, a city with a sizable Puerto Rican population. And that stop comes just 2 days after a comedian's lewd jokes about Puerto Rico being a floating island of garbage overshadowed his big rally at Madison Square Garden. Yesterday, Trump made no mention of what happened during a stop, but he did unleash new attacks on Harris in Georgia.
She's a hater. She was a lousy attorney general. She's a fascist, okay? She's a fascist. I'm the opposite of a Nazi.
Fans the fuel of hate and division, and that's why people are exhausted with him.
In Michigan, Harris focused on the economy at a semiconductor plant and on the youth vote near the University of Michigan. She was heckled at a rally over another top issue, the conflict in Gaza, facing a possible split among Michigan's sizable Arab American community with the ongoing war.
Well, we mentioned those offensive comments at Trump's rally on Sunday in New York City. Leaders here in our local Puerto Rican community are now speaking out. Mercedes Vasquez Simmons, who is a Monroe County legislator, a Democrat, and the executive director of the Latino Youth and Development Center on North Clinton Avenue, well, she says the rhetoric certainly brought up a lot of emotions.
When comments like this are made, Puerto Ricans have to are wondering, does statehood make sense? Because if that's your stance here, then perhaps it's not in our best interest. I know in the island, there's currently a movement to independence. So there's that big conversation is, should the island of Puerto Rico become independent? And I think that conversation will probably increase as comments like this are made. Now, I get it. The president didn't make it, or President Trump didn't make that comment, but it was made during his rally.
Well, as designated as a U.S. territory, Puerto Ricans do serve in the U.S. military, pay federal taxes, and contribute to the United States in several other ways.
After 3 days of early voting, the ballot numbers in Monroe County are near 50,000 ballots cast.
In fact, while most locations report smooth voting lines, albeit long ones, election commissioners at one site just down the thruway say they've experienced problems with voter attire. Folks not following the rules over the weekend. So Aran Spitzer joins us with that insight. Aran.
Yeah, guys, New York is one of 21 states with electioneering laws that prohibit anyone from campaigning or wearing campaign apparel within a certain distance of a polling location. That means voters are not allowed to wear anything that shows a political party, candidate name, or ballot issue within 100 feet of the entrance of a voting site. According to 2 Erie County Board of Elections commissioners and an eyewitness at the West Seneca polling site in Buffalo, 3 voters in line were wearing Trump gear. The election officer kindly told them that it was illegal to promote a particular candidate and asked them to cover their shirts, sparking outrage from the 3 wearing apparel and those in line.
A Make America Great Again hat is not a candidate, so they can wear those to the polls. So that's a political philosophy, not a candidate.
People understand the nature for it. They don't want to be intimidated going to vote. And it's rare that somebody's going to be influenced because the person standing in line next to them wears a Harris or a Trump hat. They know who they're going to vote for. They've already probably made up their mind at that point. So it's just a matter of common courtesy to your neighbor.
Governor Hochul and State Attorney General Letitia James are also upping security as we get closer to November 5th. The State Office of Homeland Security will be assisting police for any instance of voters not being able to cast their ballots. The state has also been monitoring for deep fakes and other forms of disinformation that may mislead voters.
And while we don't anticipate any major disruptions on Election Day, we have been working for months to ensure that we can respond to any issues that do arise. And that includes coordinating closely with local authorities to identify and respond quickly to any concerns in their communities.
Early voting runs through Sunday. If you need help looking for your polling place, you can go to our website, rochesterfirst.com. And if you experience any issues at the polls, call the State Election Protection Hotline at 866-390-2992. Guys.
Ron, thank you. In another case we're following from the Hall of Justice, the judge did approve a new DNA swab for one of the suspects charged in the Irondequoit quadruple murder. Julio Cesar Pimentel Soriano was in court here facing a judge yesterday. It was a motions hearing. He was arrested in connection to the late August killings of a married couple and 2 children on Knapp Avenue. He previously pleaded not guilty to charges of murder and arson. Yesterday, his first appearance in court since getting a new lawyer. His brother, Luis Francisco Soriano, is still wanted in this case, and the manhunt for him continues.
Rochester police need your help finding a missing man. Here we're showing you 64-year-old Michael Wise. He hasn't been seen since 7 o'clock Sunday night near West Broad Street. He may be wearing a black and gray plaid jacket and dark pants, so take a look. If you recognize him, please call 911.
Sunrise traffic updates here, 5 minutes to go until 7 o'clock. There is one issue with some of the construction, a little bit of delays 104 eastbound at St. Paul Street. That accident that was over on 104 near Goodman has since cleared, so good to go. Your forecast in just a moment. First, let's talk about the Yankees. They are up against it, down 0-3 in the Fall Classic to the Dodgers. For the first time since 2009, last night, the World Series came back to the Bronx. The Yankees trying to pick up a game after dropping the first 2 in L.A. Instead of closing in on title number 28, the Yankees are now on the verge of getting swept in the World Series for just the 4th time. Aaron Judge looks lost at the plate. The starting pitching faltered for the 2nd straight game, and they lose 4-2. It's quiet in the clubhouse. Some of the players, though, said maybe they could spark an improbable turnaround. Good luck. No team has never come back from down 3 in the World Series, so the Dodgers could close that out tonight. Sorry, the fan right there.
Yeah, certainly very concerned in that video for good reason, it seems.
Oh, the Yankees fans, they've had a hard time. Yeah,
it's hard to score on them. Always got a great defense. So good luck to them. Get 1 win, right?
Yeah, to drag it on 1 more. Yeah.
0-1. 60 today, upper 70s tomorrow. Get ready for this incredible warmth on the way.
All right, we'll be back in 30 minutes with more news and weather. CBS Mornings coming up.
Have a great day.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather.